goodbye. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dreams that you dream of, dreams really do come true. Ooh, someday you wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dreams that you dare to, oh why can't I? Well, I see trees of green and red roses too. I'll watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Well, I see skies of blue and I see clouds of white and the brightness of day.
Don't go far, I have to ask you a question. We're here today to participate in a most joyous of occasions by celebrating one of life's greatest moments, acknowledging the wedding of Nolan and Victoria. Who brings this woman to be married to this man?
I do.
Hi guys.
Look at you.
From the very first days of your lives, you have both set out on a journey which has led you to this moment. And now we stand here today for the purpose of fulfilling your desire to unite in marriage. Here and now, you will take your marriage vows, exchange wedding rings, and make a total commitment to each other. Marriage is a covenant made in the hearts of two people who deeply feel that their lives are and always will be shared as one. The congregation may be seated.
Oh my God.
Baby Nolan.
This decision to marry is one of the most important and sacred commitments in life. Today, when you pledge to love and care for each other in marriage, you will create a bond that will bind you closer than any spoken or written word. By stating your vows today, you are effectively pledging to each other your love, friendship, loyalty, fidelity, and trust. A promise that will take a lifetime to fulfill. Love. Love is an intense and fulfilling emotion. It allows you to share feelings of intimacy and warmth and tenderness. Love takes you out of loneliness and lets you share your life with someone with whom you can express your innermost feelings and dreams. It was love that brought you together to unite your destinies. So always remember how special your loving relationship is. Cherish your love always. But this love is also a friendship. And the friendship that grows within your love is a harmony of understanding and support. You're a companion and confident, consistently there for each other. Friendship in marriage is treating your life partner with respect as your equal. And realizing that there is no one else you'd rather be with than the one to whom you're married. And knowing that even if you disagree, which will probably be never.
Well, obviously not.
Right.
She's always going to be right.
But if you happen to disagree, you will always be each other's closest and dearest friend, no matter what. Loyalty is your eternal devotion one to another. You must always be loyal to the one you're marrying. Forsaking all others is an essential element of the marriage. Fidelity is the giving of each other the exclusiveness of your physical and emotional intimacy. And in your faithfulness, you honor your union, and you demonstrate love and respect for one another. And as such, you heighten the level of your mutual esteem. All these ingredients, love, friendship, loyalty, and fidelity, are bound together with trust. Trust is the single most powerful and yet the most fragile quality in a relationship. is the component that will cement your union and hold you together throughout your lives. It must be strongly defended, so guard your trust, and your friend and life partner will always be by your side. The vows that you are about to say to one another will pledge and affirm without reservation your mutual understanding to uphold within your marriage love, friendship, loyalty, fidelity, and trust. So Nolan, as you look into the eyes of the one you love, please repeat these words after me. I, Nolan,
I, Nolan,
take you, Victoria,
take you, Victoria,
to be my wedded wife,
to be my wedded wife,
to have and to hold,
from this day forward,
in sickness and in health,
in good times and bad,
in joy and sorrow. I promise to love you, honor and cherish you, all the days of my life. And Victoria, as you look into the eyes of the one you love, please repeat these words after me. I, Victoria, take you, Nolan, to be my wedded husband, to have and to hold, from this day forward, in sickness and in health, in good times and bad, in joy and sorrow. I promise to love you, honor and cherish you, all the days of my life. Victoria and Nolan, when you place your rings on each other's fingers today, they will become ever-present symbols of your mutual love and of the vows that you have made to each other. So Nolan, please place the ring on Victoria's finger and repeat these words after me. Victoria, with this ring, I thee wed. Victoria, please place the ring on Nolan's finger. And repeat after me. Nolan, with this ring, I thee wed. Nolan and Victoria, as you have pledged your vows, you have consented to wed each other and have consecrated this celebration with the giving and the accepting of the wedding rings. By virtue of the authority vested in me under the laws of our beautiful state of Florida, I now have the privilege and honor to pronounce you husband and wife. Nolan, you may kiss your beautiful bride. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. As I would like to present to you for the very first time as husband and wife, Mr. and Mrs. Nolan Pickerel.
Oh, we go right there. We go this way.
You're a falling star, you're the getaway car, you're the line in the sand when I go too far. You're the swimming pool on an August day, and you're the perfect thing to say. And you play it coy, but it's kinda cute. Oh, when you smile at me, you know exactly what you do. Baby, don't pretend that you don't know it's true, 'cause you can see it when I look at you. And in this crazy life, and through these crazy times, it's you, you make me sing your every line, your every word, your everything. You're a carousel, you're always wishing well, and you light me up when you ring my bell. You're a mystery, you're from outer space, you're every minute of my everyday. And I can't believe that I'm your man, and I get to kiss you, baby, just because I can. Whatever comes our way, I will see it through, and you know that's what our love can do. And in this crazy life, and through these crazy times, it's you, you make me sing your every line, your every word, you're everything. And in this crazy life, and through these crazy times, it's you, you make me sing. You're every line, you're every word, you're everything, you're every song.
For any of you who may not know me, my name is Mario Fortunato. I'm Victoria's first cousin. Not the first cousin, but I'm her first cousin. She asked me to be her MC tonight, and I'm really, really honored for this opportunity. I said, you know, what does the MC do? She says to me, oh, just get up there and be funny. And I said to her, I'm not really that funny, you know? But after having seen the pictures loop through, I understand the confusion because I look funny, you know? The other thing I would say about the pictures is I'm in a lot of them, so I've had an opportunity to see Nolan and Victoria together as a couple and reflect on that. Victoria is my princess. I thought for years and years, what tower of manhood, what powerful ego could come along and claim her, and it's Nolan, 100%. When I met him, I have three beautiful sisters, and there was a pattern. Every once in a while they'd come to me and they'd say, Mario, what do you think of this guy, you know? And my sister Fulvia, the oldest one, did that, and my sister Eliza, and my sister Helen, and what followed right after that is that they married that gentleman. So one time I was out at Victoria and Nolan's place, it was Nolan's place at that time, and Victoria took me aside and said, what do you think of this guy? And I knew, I said, she's getting married. It's gonna happen, you know? So I wanted to know why she had chosen Nolan. Not, you know, the obvious is there. Nolan's a handsome man, he's charming. But what was it, you know? And because I have got some time to spend with Nolan, I got to see what it was. My cousin Victoria is level-headed, she's bright, she's fair, she's determined like her mother, so she couldn't make a mistake, you know? Anyhow, I'll talk about 3 occasions where I was with Nolan and I understood. One time we were just delivering something to his father's house, and on the way there, Nolan told me about his father, and he spoke with great pride about his father and his father's accomplishments, which I was impressed by, you know. And when we got there, he was so polite with his father, and I thought, this guy has respect, you know. He's been taught well. And then a couple of months later, we were going to go to a party upriver, and Nolan came to me and he said, you're going to get to meet my brothers. And I said, I'm going to get to meet your brothers. He said, yeah, they're beauties. They're beauties, Mario. You know? And I looked at him and I said, this guy loves his brothers. He loves them. He was so excited for me to meet his family. And then on his birthday, we were trying to make Yorkshire pudding, which has been a failure in my life, you know? And he goes, don't worry about it. My mother's coming, my mother's coming. My mother's so smart. My mother is the best cook, and she makes the best Yorkshire pudding. But what? She's the best cook. She's the best cook. It's true. Nolan's a great cook too. But right away I looked at him, I go, he's so excited for me to meet his mother. He loves his mother. When she came in, all three boys are circling around her because the two other brothers are there, and it's love. And that's what Victoria saw. Victoria saw a guy who understands the value of family, who's going to create a great family, has. And I'm so happy for my cousin. I'm so happy for Nolan. They're a natural couple. When they're together, they don't even have to talk to each other to get things done. There's just a nod or a look. These couples come around once in 100 years. They get things done, and the things that they're doing are things to please each other all the time. All the time. So I want to thank everybody for coming down to Florida, which is wonderful. It's a long trip, but it's a beautiful place to be. Another beautiful place to be is in the company of my cousin and her husband. They make a good time everywhere they're at because they're comfortable to be around. And that's why there's this many people here. What I'd like to do right now is have the best man come up. Mike Flannery has known Nolan since they were in grade 3 at Garden Creek School. I have a feeling he knows a lot more about Nolan than I know.
Well, this is a first for me, so bear with. My name is Michael Flannery. I'm honored today to be Noel's best man. I just want to give a shout out to Helen, George, Elaine, and Ronnie for raising two great people. So thank you for that. I met Noel in grade 3 at Garden Creek School, where we went to elementary. Became really close in grade 5. We were in the same class. Mrs. Fogg, well, you probably remember that. Anyway, Noel's the eccentric, cool kid with extreme obsession for The Simpsons, and everyone wanted to be around him. He was just that good, and he always seemed to attract the best looking girls in the school, so I mean, there was that too. So I quickly realized that this is the guy I needed to have as a good friend. So, a couple memories of our days growing up that really stand out for me. Firstly, Nolan and I and one or two of our other friends decided to move in together when we were attending UMB, right after high school. UMB took a back seat to our newfound love of partying and Noel's newfound love of party pizzas. Just like clockwork, after a night of drinking around 2 or 3 a.m., the doorbell would ring, and who would it be but Noel's new best friend, the Greco delivery guy. Let's just say they're on a first name basis. Noel would get the pizza, basically run down to his room downstairs, and proceed to eat the entire thing in one sitting, not giving anyone else a slice. Noel's the type of guy that would give you the shirt off his back, but you didn't want to mess around with him and his party pizzas. At any given time, if you went down to Noel's room and looked under the bed, there'd be 5 or 6 empty party pizza boxes. After the school year was done, we got our marks back. We were all on academic probation, which didn't really come as a shock because we never went to class. Nolan and I decided to move in with 2 different friends for the summer on Donald Street. Things really didn't change too much, except it was summer and that meant prime drinking time and beach weather. Noel had a roommate that summer, and By that I mean an actual person that also slept in his room on a nightly basis. That man is here today, and that man is Pete Gregg. Nolan and Pete had 2 mattresses that overlapped side by side, and that's where they laid their heads each night. That summer, we hit the beach every nice day. We would stop at the liquor store, grab 2 Colt 45s, 2 Colt 45s each for $10, and be on our way to Mactaquac. It was basically the best buzz that you could grab for $10. From so many beach days, Noel developed this ridiculous tan that summer. He was by far the darkest white man that anyone has ever seen. At any given time, and if he wasn't facing you straight on, you would have thought he was from some sort of tropical climate. Let's just say Banana Boat was his best friend that summer, and of course the man that slept side by side with him. When I first found out Noel and Vic were hanging out, I was a little surprised, mainly because I was good friends with Bo growing up. And, that being said, I knew Noel had found a great girl. It's been a pleasure watching Vic grow up from that little girl I used to know into the beautiful woman and mother she is today. Noel is so lucky to have such a kind person. She's generous, beautiful, warm, caring, and without a doubt, I know Noel is well aware of this. On an end note, I just want to say I'm honored to call Noel a friend. He's funny, he's easygoing, likes to have fun and enjoy life, and is always an absolute pleasure to be around, even though he's stingy as hell with the party pizzas.
Oh, he's not.
He's relatively new to fatherhood, and I see what a great father he is to little Nola. He's always been there for me, and always had my back, so Noel, I really do appreciate that, and I thank you. Please join me in a toast to the happy couple, Noel and Victoria. I love you guys. May they live long, laugh often, and love always. Thank you.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Nicole, one of Victoria's best friends. Can you hear me? Good. So I just want to say, don't Victoria and Nolan look amazing tonight? I want to just first start by thanking Vic and Noel. I'm very honored to be a part of this small army you're calling a wedding party. And second of all, I'd like to thank both of your parents for putting up with a bunch of this delinquent army over the past 20 years or so. So Victoria and I'll be honest with everybody, I've been having a bit of anxiety about getting up here and making this speech since the day Victoria asked me to be her maid of honor. And as I thought about what I could get up here and say to everybody, my first thoughts were to tell you all a bunch of embarrassing stories about Victoria. And then I realized she could be making one of these speeches at my wedding one day and didn't want any sort of that retaliation. So Vic, you're off the hook.
Good answer.
But Victoria and I have known each other for longer than I'll admit, because I don't like admitting my age, but I'll never forget the story of how we met. After all, how often does your neighbor's mother go door to door looking for young girls to play with their daughter? But that's what Helen did, and thankfully my mom agreed. I'm not sure if Helen was just desperate for some peace and quiet, or worried about Victoria's social prospects, but either way, I thank you, Helen, for being so proactive. Had you not gone canvassing that day, and had my mother not answered the door, I might not be standing here in front of everyone tonight, celebrating the marriage of Victoria and Nolan. Victoria and I were both little girls growing up in houses full of brothers and quickly became like the sisters we didn't have. So much so, everybody often assumed we were related. Can't say that I blame them. We've gotten it a few times this week, and traveling back from Victoria's bachelorette party this weekend, I boarded the plane with her driver's license instead of my own. Luckily, Fredericton's got that small town hospitality charm and let me slide through. The confusion might also come from the fact that the Coulters have always been like a second family to me. Except for 1 year, Victoria and I caught lice a few times, and Helen chopped all her hair off and made her tie silk scarves around her head at school. Back then, I was absolutely terrified of Helen and thought she might do the same to me, and was very happy to not be a Coulter. In all seriousness, though, with parents like Helen and George, it's no wonder Vic's grown into the loving woman and mother that she is today. Just like them, she's extremely generous and thoughtful. She's always around to listen, and she's definitely got your back if you need it, and sometimes even if you don't. Vic, we've shared countless memories, and I'm so grateful for our friendship. I can't imagine growing up with anybody else other than you as my best friend, and I'm so honored to be toasting you on your wedding day. I've also known Nolan since childhood, and can't think of two people more suited for each other. Vic, you're getting a husband who's fun-loving and caring. He's an amazing friend to all of us. He's a great dad, and I have no doubt he'll be an even better husband. I'm so happy for you both. I love you guys. Congratulations.
Thank you. My name is Elaine, and I'm Nolan's mom. And I'm so happy to be here. And I want to thank, first of all, George and Helen for your hospitality and for welcoming the family right from day one. You're just amazing people. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. I want everyone here to know that Nolan was the perfect child. He was adorable. He was smart, independent, determined, strong-willed, and a little hellion, to put it mildly. And from Mike's speech, you kind of know that. In kindergarten, he bicycled down on a busy street, went to a convenience store, bought candy, biked home. I didn't know a thing about it. And he did it a number of times. How did I find out? His kindergarten teacher told me. She said he was bragging to his classmates that he was allowed to go down this busy street. Well, I felt like a real bad parent, so I came home and practically grabbed him by the scruff of the neck, took him down to the convenience store, because I didn't really believe my son would do that. Sure enough, he was identified as the polite little boy with the handful of change that came fairly often, buying candy. In grade 2, he was going to run away from home. Yes, he wrote a little note, and he said he was going to run away from home because everybody in the family hated him, but he was only going to run away for 3 days. So that didn't happen. And the story that I remember about junior high, I'm not going to go into the older years, but in junior high, I'm at work, and I get a call. Mrs. Pickerel, this is Kevin Pottle here. Your son's going AWOL. I thought, oh my God. So I have to go to the school, talk to the principal. He says, well, do you have any idea where he is? And I said, I have a pretty good idea because it's the end of the year, it's hot, so he's going to be at the neighbor's swimming pool. So I said, he won't come home for me, so I don't know what to do. He said, get in my van, we'll go look for him. So I'm driving in the van with Mr. Pottle, and he says, so Nolan's a very bright boy, but he's quite a challenge. Who does he take after, you or his father? And I said, Well, he has his father's brass and brains, and he has my good looks and charm. And Mr. Pottle did not say another word after that. So we get to the house where I expect him to be, and sure enough, not only is Nolan in the pool, but there's a half a dozen other junior high kids, and I suspect Ian and Michael are there too. So Mr. Pottle, in his authoritative voice, says, "I want you students to be back in class by 1 or you will not be going to the prom." So Nolan was not impressed with me. Anyway, he was a top-notch student, and he excelled in every sport that he ever tried out for. He had loads of friends, and he was street smart at a very early age. And one thing, I don't know, I'm sure Victoria knows this, you cannot win an argument with Nolan Pickrell. Argue. Okay. He is the king when it comes to arguing. And when he was young, he always wanted to be a lawyer. So one day, after many of our arguments or fights, he comes downstairs from his room and he apologizes and he says, "Mom, I would make a good lawyer, wouldn't I?" I said, "Yes, Nolan, you would." Well, as Deepak Chopra says, all great changes are preceded by chaos. Well, the Pickrell household was full of chaos. And I am so happy tonight, and well, not tonight, I'm just so happy, Nolan, to see such great changes in you.
Yes.
You have become an amazing man, and I am so proud to be able to call you my son. I see an incredible transformation in you that I never imagined would happen. You found the love You found the love of your life, Victoria. Victoria, I think you put a spell on him. He's taken all of your good qualities, and you have numerous good qualities. I adore you. You just bring light and sunshine in all of our hearts, and especially in Nolan's heart. You're an amazing mom, and I just cannot tell you how proud I am that Nolan has found you. You're lovable and affectionate, and your gentleness and calmness has kind of come on to Nolan. And in your mother's words, just the other day, she said, "You are a class act."
Yes.
And that is so true. You are a class act. And I adore you. And Nolan, I absolutely love seeing the interaction with you and baby Nola, and Victoria too, of course. And the love and devotion for each other is just so evident. And I remember last year we were down here, and Doug and I watched Nolan and Victoria dancing on the kitchen floor, and they were gazing into each other's eyes, singing along with, what's it called? I don't know why I love you, but I do. Well, at that moment, I didn't know until that moment that you two were meant for each other. It was so obvious. So, I couldn't be more proud of both of you. You look beautiful, Victoria. And I am so happy to legally call you my daughter-in-law.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Doug Wilson, and I would like to invite you in raising a glass and having a cheer to welcome Victoria into the family.
Yeah.
Cheers, Victoria.
Hell yeah!
Lift my heart up when the rain
this. All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Wanted to start out by thanking everybody that's made it here to celebrate my brother and my now sister-in-law's big day. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Ryan Pickrell, and I'm Nolan's younger brother. Hi. Yes, it is true. When artists say that they make a couple rough drawings before the final masterpiece, here I am.
Go get him. You're the man.
I'm sure it will come as no surprise to any of you that I've known Nolan my whole life. All right, I'll take it. I feel so blessed that not only is he my brother, but also he's one of my best friends. I truly wouldn't be the person I am today without Nolan. Victoria, you look absolutely beautiful. This is where you go, aww. Growing up in a family filled with boys, I couldn't be more happy and proud to call you my sister-in-law. You both are such amazing people and the perfect parents to my sweet little niece, Nola. Thank you so much for making me a part of your big day. Truly love you guys. So now let's toast to Mr. and Mrs. Pickrell.
It's a great speech. Sure. And I'm going to try and do much the same. About 3 weeks ago, Victoria came to me and said, Dad, are you going to have anything to say at my wedding? And I said, no. And she said, well, why not? I said, I'd embarrass you. And she said, well, are you sure you don't want to speak? And I said, no, that'll be fine. You'll have lots of people who would like to have something to say. So a couple of weeks ago, she comes back to me and says, Dad, are you going to speak at my wedding? I said, well, if I do, the only thing I could do is tell the only joke I know. And she said, you really shouldn't tell jokes, Dad. So I said, well, if I'm going to speak, I've got to tell my joke. Now, in the interest of coming close to what Regis did, I'm going to scrap the joke. But if anybody wants to know a joke about a three-legged pig, traveling salesman and a farmer, just come see me a little later on, and I'll fill you in. It's a great joke. It's the only one I know, seriously. In our family, we're blessed with boys. I mean, we have 5 boys, and finally, 1 girl.
Yeah.
And now, lately, we've gotten a couple of other grandchildren that are female, which is very, very nice in our family. Anyhow, I've never seen any of the boys born. But when Victoria arrived on Christmas Eve, lo, these many years passed, she says, I can't say when. Yes, I will say later. Anyhow, I got to go into the delivery room and watch the birth of our little girl. And they wrapped her up in a little swaddling cloth and put her in my arms. I was the first person who got to hold her. And she peed all over me. I was wet. Really was. And, you know, I got over it quite quickly. And a few years later, as she was going through the terrible twos, she tended to throw tantrums. And if she didn't get her way, she threw a tantrum, which is so unlike her today. She has other ways of getting her own way now. So one day, we got into the truck, and I reached across and fastened her seatbelt, and she started to throw a tantrum because she wanted to fasten it herself. And I'm driving along by this time, and she's screaming and hollering. And I pulled the truck over the side of the road, and I said, get out. And she looked up at me, and Daddy? I said, no, don't behave that way, get out. You'll have to walk home. that was really the last confrontation we had. But ever since, she's gotten her own way. I mean, she's just developed other methods of doing that. And anyhow, so I won't go into a long story about the other things, but eventually she came along with Nolan. And Nolan has been an inspiration to us. His enthusiasm is contagious. Unfortunately, early on, I took him fishing, and he loves it. He now has more fishing rods than I do. And he tells me now he's starting to buy guns because he wants to start hunting. So he's enthusiastic. He's a great cook. He's always happy to help out. Takes criticism well, which is, not a bad thing. I said one time shortly after he joined our family, I said, he's not bad, he's trainable. But he's a delight, and I'm so pleased that he and Victoria have gotten together. And they have one of the benefits of having a child before you decide to get married. They see what the future is. And the future is beautiful children, friends and family. The wedding party is large. And these kids, I mean, they're somewhere around 30 now or so. They've been together their whole lives. They've remained friends. Oh, they have their quarrels and their little ins and outs, but they're together. They've come to realize what friends are all about and what family is all about. And a day like today, you see the picture we're showing today? You sort of want to grab this day and remember it. Pictures, but you got to keep them in your mind because, Barry won't be around all the time to take your picture when something good happens. That's right, George. But anyhow, friends, family, gatherings like this is what makes a great life. And our daughter Victoria and Nolan, I think you've got a great life ahead of you. And we as your friends and family promise to support you in whatever way we can, as long as we can. Anyhow, raise your glasses. Glad to be your friends and family.
Never have some love on your